Thanks, Jane. And comrades, brothers and sisters, can I say God is a socialist. It's kept the frost off, it's kept the snow off, and this rally's been able to take place. It's great to see so many people, but this isn't a 2-week campaign. This government will be there for another 4.5 years. They'll be too scared to go to the elections, and the Lib Dems will have no opportunity of getting re-elected. So these kind of rallies and demonstrations need to take place more and more frequently. Next time we need double the number here, so bring someone with you. The one after that we need double again. The only way we'll force this government to do a U-turn is by mass protests of working class people up and down this country. We saw it in the poll tax. Why did they get rid of Thatcher? It wasn't because they suddenly had a change of heart. No, we haven't voted for any cuts, as you'll find out in a minute. No, we haven't voted for any cuts whatsoever. Well, don't call me a liar. We'll see in a minute. We'll see in a minute. Yeah, we know how effective you are, Rob. The electorate got rid of you, didn't they? You know. So I'll finish what I'm saying without your interruption, thanks, Rob. You know, the situation is absolutely clear. You know, it's only by mass protest and mass action will we stop this government. Yeah. 1 or 2 people spoke about the promises that Labour made in this city before the election. Alan Lewis was very kind in his comments. Can I say the first pledge we made was that we would sort out the mess that the Tories left for low-paid women workers in this city when they imposed single status on them and refused to negotiate. That report is going to the council on Tuesday to get permission to make certain that all those low-paid women workers who put a claim into the tribunal and are entitled to equal pay will get a letter before Christmas outlining exactly how much it's going to be. The second promise that we made in May before the elections was that we would reverse the cuts that the Tories had imposed on the youth service in this city. If people look at the draft budget that's now out for consultation, they will see, in spite of the horrendous financial position the previous Tory administration left the council in, we are reinstating the £300,000 worth of cuts into the youth service, as we promised. Finally, we also promised that we would do everything that we can to avoid compulsory redundancies. We inherited a position worse than most councils. As well as the £71 million worth of cuts the Tory government is imposing on us, the previous Tory administration left us with a £75 million black hole in the budget over the next 3 years. And yet we still believe that we will be able to deal with this without a single compulsory redundancy. That was the promise that we made, that we would attempt to do that. We believe, certainly in this first year, that we'll be able to do that. It's then up to the workforce, the people of this city, to work with the council to fight against the government. We can't do it by ourselves. There are only 30 Labour councillors in Coventry. But if all the trade unions, all the workers, and the people of Coventry work with us, then we have a chance. Today, I have instructed the Chief Executive to contact Nottingham City Council, mainly because the Tories say the private sector will pick up the jobs, and yet they cut £355 million worth of work for building schools for the future in Coventry. They're the jobs that would have been created for the private sector. Nottingham City Council this week have been given permission to take out a judicial review against the government, and that's what I've instructed the Chief Executive to do today. So when people try and tell you that we have voted for cuts, then I say to them, it's not just the Tories and the Liberals that are liars. The people making that allegation are liars, because we haven't voted for a single cut.
1,000 people are going to lose their jobs at the
We have not voted.
I will ask you a question, John. Why did the City Council cut the budget to connections? The one-stop shop is closed. People have been made redundant. I got made redundant, but I appealed and got through on a technicality. Why has the City Council cut budgets to connections?
Answer that question,
The City Council hasn't cut a penny from any budget. We don't set the budgets until February. We don't set the budgets until February. You know, we will see what the situation is then.
You're the liar. Yeah, right.